Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome to today's live decoding session for BankNifty. Today is Monday, the 25th of September 2023, and the current time is 9:02 a.m. IST. So let me just quickly share my screen, and we'll quickly look at the overall context and what has happened yesterday, or I would say previous week, and what are the things which I'm looking today. Okay. So first of all is we so I am seeing supply around 45,100 level, and above 45,000 is where a lot of buyers are trapped, and the sellers, they have done a splendid job and they have taken the overall price lower. Now today what I'm going to observe is, do we open below, so the pre-open, is it below 44,604 or not? Because this, if it doesn't, then what I'm seeing is lower high, and we might see a short covering till 45,100. Okay, so this is a small rotation which I'm seeing based on the inventory which is overall created from here. But overall, from a bigger perspective, picture perspective, this was the previous area or the zone where supply shut off, and then we had a nice rally of some 1800 points, 1500 to 1800 points, and then the new buying activity stopped, and then supply came in again, and again they are taking the auction lower. Okay, so classic business wherein they are buying low, selling high, and then selling high and again buying low. Okay, so that's the overall nature of the transaction, or what has happened since this entire month. There is no change overall. We are just trading between value. So above 45,700 was out of value, and now we are trading, or we are not yet tagged the value area low, but yeah, we are just trading around, or basically we are trading within the value. So I'm expecting again some rotational movement today. And if I study the overall structure of the Friday's auction, so what I'm seeing is 44,600 is where again there is some responsive buying seen, and this is near the value area low. This is the value area low of Thursday, 7th of September. Okay, so below this, there is another market generated information, is this particular reference. So this will be 44,500. Okay, so this is a spike reference, a price probe to retest supply and see whether they are strong or not. This is where supply became weak, and from this is where the upward rally started. Okay, so I'm expecting again a retest to be open, and also there are a couple of stops which I'm seeing. So for me, the low, which is at 44,600, is very important reference level. If it is breaking, what's the tempo, what's the order flow coming in, and based on that, I will be taking the overall trade. So that's the overall, or from a higher time frame perspective, what I'm looking at. And we have a nice two balances. So we have a balance one below 44,900 and the balance two above 44,900. So for me, 44,900 is also the area, again a line which I'm looking at, and this is also the max pain area based on the options inventory, the options data which has come in. Okay, and where the supply is seen is the second single print. So on Thursday, so this is the Thursday's expiry, wherein we had a double distribution, double balances with two single prints. So Friday the auction opened, auction opened around the low. It was unable to take out the low, then it moved higher, and supply came in at the second single print. So there is still a level present, so there are some sellers. So let's see where the overall auction develops. And if I go to the order flow chart, so this particular order flow chart, we have got trapped buyers around 45,100, and 44,700 is the zone where again there is some buying seen, and 44,600 is where I'm seeing trap sellers. So if the auction opens within this, I'm expecting choppiness. If the auction opens above this, so above 44,700, that's where I'm looking for some responsive buying here, and see if we first of all see supply coming in at previous day's VWAP, and do we see continuation higher, because 45,000, 45,100 again are psychological round numbers where again supply would be coming in. Okay, but overall nice structure with the liquidity of stops present at the lower end, and above 45,000 also, there are a lot of stop levels or liquidity present at the upper end. So the time is 9:07. The pre-open data will be out, but these are the three levels. So 927, 766, and 604. These are the three areas, where I'm observing today the overall how the auction develops. So let me just open the. Yep. So we are opening. We are opening pretty flat. So I'll look at that. But before going there, overall inventory is short. Now I'm just looking at HDFC futures, the HDFC Bank futures, and I'm seeing 3 days continuously we have got one time framing lower. So the pre-open of HDFC Bank, it will be flat. So again the low is pretty much important reference, because we are at this previous swing low, and this is the balance where a sort of accumulation happened, and then the price moved higher. Okay, so the price moved from 1530 to 1775. So again there will be some buying coming in at 1530, 1533 level, and I'm expecting the supply to at least, so there is to have a rotation towards 1600 level. Okay, and lastly is I'm also so if you are not part of the Telegram channel, do join the Telegram channel, because this particular chart is going to be an important, which I'll be sharing not daily, but whenever I'm seeing any data points. But let me just quickly go through that chart. But because this gives me higher idea in terms of where the smart monies are coming in. So if we look at HDFC Bank, right? So HDFC Bank, the buying started from 1600 level. So there was some buying at 1600 level. Then again the buying came in at 1525. Okay. So a lot of accumulation happened between 1600. So they would have bought, let's say, 2 shares here and then 4 shares here. So that's how they are doing pyramiding and buying at levels at areas. Yeah. So currently in HDFC Bank, I'm seeing there was some buying happening between 20 to 25, and the next where some buying was happening is in Kotak Bank, on 22nd, so 21st to 25th. And it was bought around the 1765 or 1764 levels. Okay. Apart from that, I'm not seeing nothing in ICICI. Axis Bank, there was some buying seen on the 7th. Anyways, this is in profit. Similarly, ICICI Bank, the price, the buying was seen at 960. We are again at 950 levels. I'm not seeing any strong buying. So they're waiting for the price to go lower. Okay, so this is an algorithm which I have coded, which analyzes the order flow, and it helps me to gauge who is coming in and who's not, who's trapped. Okay, and so that was on the 30-minute time frame. The same algo on the daily time frame is also helping me to identify potential interest areas, because see, if you see, this is a balance from the daily chart, and 1500 to 1550, this is a nice range where they will be looking to buy some of the inventory and add positions. Yeah, but yeah, currently there is some buying happening, but they are not a bit aggressive. There is passive buying which is happening currently. Okay, now let me just quickly close this, and let's look at the pre-open data. So we are opening flat. Now this is interesting, because a lot of folks might have taken a couple of short trades, and if I look from the overall inventory perspective, there is a lot of call inventory present in the overall auction. Okay, so what is it, my trade plan now? What is it that I'm looking at? So now as it is opening flat, right? So I'm expecting supply to come in at 766 and 927. Also above 766, so or 44,800, that's where I'm seeing a lot of buyers who are tracked. So they will be the one. So I'm expecting some responsive selling at this particular zone. And first of all, I'll be looking to see at 766. Also, based on the order flow. So we are opening above this particular zone. So I'll just zoom in and we'll look at those particular numbers. So this is the close and we are opening above this. So this is a zone. So from 700 to 680 is the zone where I'm expecting a sort of a cushion. And I'm looking for some responsive buying in this particular zone. If 680 breaks, so basically 680, 660, so if it breaks this particular zone, then obviously I'm going to target the low. But this is where I'm expecting some choppiness. So what can happen is, as the auction opens, immediately it will come down, and then we can have a up move, or it will just spend some time here. Yeah. So for me, this is the zone where from the order flow data is I'll be looking to see the volumes coming in, and this for me is the dynamic intraday support zone. Okay. So this is a support zone from 680 to 700. This is the 20-point range where I'm expecting at least some buying to come in, and yeah, I'm expecting supply to come in at 766. That is this particular zone. Okay, and if I just then the next area, so then the next supply, so this is the zone where there is some supply seen. Okay, so this is the POC of this particular 30-minute candle. So I'm looking for 800, and above 800, then the next area is above 4580 to 45100. Okay, so a nice auction. Let me see if the data is out. No, the data is not yet out. Okay, so the order flow data has not loaded for the previous session. That's perfectly fine. I'll just hit refresh. But yeah, this is the overall trade plan which I have. And lastly, in terms of
how much funds are available. So currently I'm still at 42,859. So from 44,500 currently I'm in a loss. And just to share what is the current, so I'll just close this. But this is the current September month overall my performance. So I started with 44,177, and then currently I'm at 42. So overall I'm in a loss of 3% with 63 trades, which I have taken. So if I look at last month, so last month I was in a 2% loss. This month I'm in a 3% loss. So last month I started with 45,000. Ended with 44, again started with that, and let's see how am I ending it. Okay, so the auction has opened. Let me just close this. So we have opened around this, and this is acting as a cushion. This is acting as the intraday support, and I'm expecting continuation higher. Let's see whether we get that or not. Nope, it is developing lower. So currently I'm in a trade, just hold on. Okay, so I'll just share my screen, and I was able to capture this particular down move. So this was the first trade. I entered at 334, exited at 378. I entered at 915.36, and I was just trailing my SL, and the SL got hit at 916. So when I was trailing my SL was 380 or 390. That time it was trading at 392, and then it actually got hit at 378. Okay, so this was a very good trade, to be honest, in terms of how I was able to capture this down move. And I'll just repeat why I bought the put and not the call.
The reason is I was, as the auction opened, right? So first of all, I was looking here for supply, and then, you know, this for me was a cushion, you know, what I was looking at. But what I was seeing is the tempo of the order flow which came in. As soon as it moved lower, then odds are higher that we will be developing lower and tagging the previous day's low. So now as it is moving lower, and this is the area where I was expecting some responsive buying. So right now it looked below and failed. It is now developing here, and the reason why I'm seeing some responsive buying here is this is the area where previously the sellers were the ones, you know, which are trapped. Okay, so this is an important zone. So I think I'm done for my day. This one good trade is enough for me. So I entered short here. So this particular, a lot of buyers are trapped, and then it hunt for liquidity, and I exited somewhere here. Yeah, so today the auction, or I would say the market, developed as per my understanding, and then for me the execution became pretty easy. Okay, now let me just hit refresh to this chart, also hit refresh to this chart, so that at least I get the timestamp. Okay, and I'll just now zoom in. Okay, so yep, we are seeing at previous week low, that is the data. Okay, so here the data has populated. Okay, now we have got some trapped sellers here. Okay, so yep, so for me this is the line in sand. Why isn't the auction moving lower? If the auction doesn't move lower, then I'm expecting rotational move upwards again to retest the supply at 660, 680. Because to move it upwards, you know, I'm waiting for this particular level to break, that is 600, but no, it is moving lower and it has hit one of the stop levels. So overall inventory is definitely short. I am looking for continuation now, and the area that is 604.95, that has been tagged, and now I'm looking to see continuation lower towards this particular level where there are a lot of stop limit orders present around 44,462 to 44,443. Yeah, this is a nice zone, and below this is where, you know, a lot of sellers are the ones which are trapped. So I'm expecting some responsive buying from 443 to 4282. Okay, so now we are just gonna spend some time here. So I'm not seeing continuation. I'm seeing 1 2 3, so 3 areas where supply is trapped. But yeah, let's see, let's give it some more time for, and you know, because so we have got a stack trapped seller, again one more you know, supply where I'm seeing at 44,600 exactly at this particular zone. And you saw this, right? A short covering move is, I'm now looking for a short covering move towards this particular zone now. Yeah, so that short covering move is happening right now. So a lot of sellers are trapped now below 44,600. Okay, so let's see if it comes lower. Expect some responsive buying at 44,600, but nope, it's not. It is now again climbing up. The price is still moving higher, and where supply shut off was at this particular zone. Okay, so let's see, because now those who sold, they might have kept their stop losses. One is at 600, then at 700, plus there are unfinished auctions, you know, seen here. Okay, so I'm expecting at least do we see retest of supply coming in this particular zone or not? Okay, so yep, that's what the data is suggesting. Data is telling me. Now let me just go to the smaller time frame and to the balance chart. And what the balance chart is clearly showing me is where supply is shutting off, where the buying is coming in. Now we are developing above VWAP, so I'm expecting continuation towards this particular zone at 707. So the unfinished auction has been cleared. Now I'm looking for the stops which are at the current high. Do they come in? Do they take out or not? But there is a seller at 707. Now we can expect continuation lower towards VWAP. So, you know, you can add one lot here. We add couple of lots around VWAP or at below 638 level. But yeah, looking at the price action, supply is coming in, and
Yeah, let's just wait. But overall, this is the zone where, so this is the zone where sellers are present, and this is the zone where the buyers are present. So nice, let them fight, but nice fight is happening. Now the supply is getting absorbed. Now I'm looking to see if 707 level is tagged, and do we see continuation higher or not. If we see continuation higher, then expect the auction to rotate towards the previous day's VWAP, that is at 44,840, 44,844, or the and 44,800 to be the first target. Okay, so the unfinished auctions have been cleared. So now what I'll do is I'll just delete this particular level, and yep, now continuation seen up. So this is the zone. I'll also delete this, but there is some minor supply which is trapped, and we will be tagging the high. So if it tags the high, I'm going to look at the tempo. Do we see a good tempo or not? Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at. So supply again from higher time frame, it shut off at 604. The next target is 766. Let's see whether it tags that particular range or not. And yeah, so supply again shut off at previous day's low, 604, and coming in. So we have got an area where there is a trapped buyer, that is at 754, and supply is definitely seen. So we have a double top. Let me just see what is this high. High is 734.7. This high is 725. Yeah, so not a double top, but yeah, I am seeing supply coming in. So let it chop, and yeah, if it comes lower, then look for responsive buying at 600 level. That's where a lot of sellers are trapped. So let it chop, and supply is definitely coming in here. Okay, now let me see if there are any comments or any questions. Yep, no comments. So if you have got any questions, or if you are not watching this live, if you're watching the recorded version, do feel free to comment, do feel free to like and share this. But overall, where we have opened, so this is how market profile really helps. So if I'm looking at the structure, so there were a couple of stops here, they have been cleared, and you see this where the auction has stopped. So this is a market generated information. Now it doesn't mean that we might rotate higher, but for that I am expecting auction to at least get accepted within the value. Currently the auction is not tagged the value of previous value, so it is currently the auction is developing below value. So sellers or supply is definitely strong. We are developing below, so overall inventory is definitely short. Okay, so let it chop, and we might also have a retest, because these are the two areas. So up to 44,500 is where I'm seeing some good supply to come in. So yep, it is just hovering. Now there is also a bigger area here. So below 44,500 is where 44,500 is where I'm looking for supply to come in, and just so not come in, but supply to shut off, buyers to come in, because this is where a lot of supply is trapped. So this is one zone, and then this is the second zone. So I'm seeing more zones of where I'm expecting some responsive buying to happen. And on the top, it's towards 45,000. Yeah, so on the top, the destination is too far, but on the bottom, if it continues higher, expect continues lower, expect I'm looking for some responsive buying. So that's what my overall trade plan is. Okay, and yeah, so where we are trading is, we are trading at the monthly value. So I'll just close this. We are rotating around the monthly VWAP, monthly balance, yearly balance. I'll also close this. And now if I look at the overall inventory, still a lot of call positions have been created, and we are trading below 44,600 from the spot, but a lot of put writing is happening. So 44,600, 44,500 is where, so this is a nice zone to see, because currently the puts are the ones so from call the hands have been changed to puts. Yeah, so currently the put who is writing, they are getting a discounted price, or they are getting a good price, and as it is going to move higher, the price is, you saw this, right, how it moved from this to this.
So now I'm looking for continuation higher, and the first destination is 44,700. Yeah. So yep, short covering is what I'm expecting, and that's it. That's it. What I wanted to share today, and a massive supply getting absorbed at VWAP. So this is a good sign for buyers who can come in, and now I'm looking for some short covering and continuation higher. Okay. So yep, that's it. That's it for today. Do observe the auction which I've shared, and do like, share, subscribe, and feel free to share, feel free to comment, and let me know if you're watching this at the recorded time. Great, and thank you once again, and I'll see you